How do you know when it's time to end a bad relationship? You know, I regularly will see people where they come to me for like maybe premarital therapy. They're already seeing some problems going on. They've been dating for a while, thinking about getting married. And there's just this tension, these red flags that exist. And I wanted to address 10 of them that if you're in a relationship and considering getting out, these are good ones to know. I would encourage you also, if you know people who are in questionable relationship, whether it's a family member or a friend, pass this on to them because I'm sure they'll find this helpful. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mark Webb and I'm the marriage specialist. And I love doing these videos because it gives me an opportunity to educate people who may never have a chance to come see me in my private practice. Now, I've been doing this kind of work since 1986 and I just love to teach. I write magazine articles, I do Facebook Lives regularly. Just started doing Instagram, kind of learning my way through that. And I've got a ton of YouTube videos, and I'm only going to add more. So you may want to, or actually please push like and subscribe. So as I'm putting more and more of these out, you can follow this content, which typically is on self-improvement or relationship type topics. So what are these 10 things to be mindful of in terms of getting out of a bad decision? So number one is your partner is emotionally or physically abusive. And this is number one for a reason. This is the number one reason to end a relationship. All therapists are trained to tell their clients that if they're in an abusive relationship, they need to get out because abuse only tends to get worse if you overlook it. And the level of abuse tends to only escalate over time. And if you don't get out over time, you're going to end up being an empty shell of who you currently are. And it's going to be a lot harder to get out. Number two, they have habits or quirks that are beyond annoying. Now, all partners got some sort of quirk or annoying type behavior, that may be driving you mad. And so you want to point these out to your partner so they can actually correct these. But if they refuse to correct them, or they just laugh it off, and despite your repeated requests that they change these things, you might want to consider getting out because these behaviors are probably only going to get worse over time. Number three, and I regularly will see that this is a deal breaker for a lot of people above maybe even the abuse sometimes. Number three is your partner won't stand up for you in front of their family. If your partner has family members who are disrespectful, hateful, or rude to you, and your partner tends to ignore this or laugh it off, then you need to consider ending the relationship. Don't make excuses for your partner and for these disrespectful people. It's not okay for their Uncle Billy to crack jokes at your expense, and it's not okay for their mother who makes passive-aggressive digs, about your appearance or some aspect of your personality. You want a partner who will stand by your side with unwavering loyalty. Number four, they make you feel bad about yourself. You don't want a partner who is constantly putting you down. Do not tolerate cutting remarks about your looks, intelligence, or any other aspect. Don't let them hide behind statements that they were just kidding when in fact you know they meant it as a dig against who you are. Number five, you have different goals and life ambitions. If one of you wants to live in the big city and the other one wants to live in the country next door to their parents, then you're going to have problems that are only going to get tougher if you get married and have children. So you want to deal with those before you get married. Number six, friends and family are encouraging you to end the relationship. Now, not always, but more times than not, your family and friends are pretty good judges of who is good for you and who is not. You should take their input. You should take their input under advisement. Number seven, you're constantly worried about them cheating on you or doing something that they shouldn't be doing. You don't want to be with a partner that you're constantly having to worry about, that they're doing this sketchy type behavior. It's one thing if they've done things in the past, but they've changed. But if they're continually doing stuff that you're feeling uneasy about, that's something to maybe consider getting out of, because you don't want to live your life walking on eggshells. Number eight, you want children and they don't. This dilemma commonly creates a tug of war. It's a scenario that is full of tension, pressure, guilt, and resentment. It typically never is accepted by the couple in a peaceful outcome. So if y'all are dealing with that, you got to have those hard conversations on the front end. Number nine is you keep having the same old arguments. Now, this situation can be corrected with couples therapy, but if your partner is refusing to get help, to get couples therapy, to watch YouTube videos, to read books, whatever the case may be. If they're refusing to get help, then that's probably a sign that these behaviors aren't going to get better. Some people would rather be right than be in a loving relationship and feeling connected with their partner. So if you're following these bad communication habits that are wearing you down and they can make you very angry, so be careful. And number 10, they make you doubt yourself. Now, this is commonly called gaslighting, which I'll probably do other videos about gaslighting in the future, where this is where your partner is playing mind games with you. They change the details of the conversations. They may say things like, "Are you sure about that?" Or, "You know you have a bad memory," or, "I think you're forgetting what really happened." This psychological manipulation is basically evil in nature, and it will only get worse, not better. So those are 10 signs to help you in making a decision whether or not to get out of a relationship. I think even just one of these sometimes is enough to end it. But if you're seeing multiples of these, that's a green light that you need to get on out and take this seriously. If you still have trouble with this, I encourage you to get you somebody that you can talk to, whether it's a close friend that gives good advice, talk to a church leader, go to a therapist, something of that nature. And something I want to mention to you guys that I have that's free, that I do for couples, that help couples all across the country, is I have a website called themarriagespecialist.com. And if you'll go to that site, there is a link where I offer up the free 5-day Save Your Marriage Challenge. Now, you don't have to be married to get value out of this. You can be dating. You can be single and wanting to get in a relationship in the future. But it's for people who are looking to improve themselves as partners. And what this is, there are 5 videos. They're 40 minutes to 55 minutes in length. The first one, day one, is 15 mindsets to help you be a much better partner and having a more positive attitude in terms of how you're addressing your relationship. The second video is 25 strategies to help you strengthen your connection with your partner. And all of these are good meat and potatoes type information. It's stuff that any one of them by themselves could actually turn your relationship in the right direction. Day 3 is addressing how to stop arguing and bickering and addressing your bad communication habits that are kind of common in all relationships that are struggling. Day 4 is how to set goals for your relationship. And day 5 is how to develop emotional mastery, so that you're better, you're not struggling with depression, anxiety, anger, things like that can disrupt the harmony of a relationship. So I'll put a link for it also in here, but it's themarriagespecialist.com and the free 5-day Save Your Marriage Challenge. And there's additional resources there as well. Like I have a course that's called the Magnificent Marriage Mastery, which is much more advanced training at a nominal fee. I'm just trying to do these things to help more and more people who don't have the chance to come see me in my private practice. So thank you for watching. Please like and share, because you never really know who needs this stuff. So thank you for watching. Embrace your greatness.